Start record. Morning, everyone. So we've got some Q3 and some Q2 people in. So those of you going into Q3, you've been in the place of coming in again, and you know a little bit how it feels. And for Paula and Sophia, it's the first time to be at this starting point once more. So today our orientation is really to get the energy going again, because we've had a month off. I don't know where you all are with your with the habits and the stuff that you're working on. We'll come to that in a bit, but it's really to get that fire ignited again, to make sure that you are clear where you're going and you're going to stay on track, and you're going to really up your game a notch in this quarter. Okay. So what I want to do is my intention, I want to share my intention for this call today, but also for the quarter. And I came up with 3 things that really I intend in being the guide, is to activate curiosity. So that's sort of the part of us, which how might I feel if I made this change, and have that curiosity as an energy which keeps pulling us forwards. To awaken your creativity, because it's quite difficult to rewire habits, and it requires us to be creative and open about different ways of living, different times of starting the day, different foods that we might want to eat, different ways of exercising, different ways of communicating, different ways of upping our own spiritual practice. And my third intention for you all, and for me, of course, is to empower intuitive living. So that's really the aspect of getting into your own body and feeling what it is that you need. And that requires also going beyond the habitual, going beyond the egoic, going beyond the stickiness for those of you who have a lot of kapha, or going beyond the distractions for those of you who have a lot of vata. Yeah, or going beyond the habit of pushing and always feeling you need to do more for those of you who have a lot of pitta. Okay, so you will of course feel this, you might feel it's intuitive, like, well, this is what I do, this is who I am, this is what I need to do. But digging below the imbalance to a deeper intuition about what you really need. Okay. And I'd be curious to hear from you all on this, about how you've experienced the program so far. But what I intend for us all is to experience, as well as growth, is to have fun, to feel inspired, and be excited about our own evolution. Okay. So I just want you to put into the chat, each of you, 1 or 2 words about your experience so far. Like, how has it felt? Has it felt hard? Has it felt fun? Has it felt challenging? Has it felt boring? I don't know. Just put a couple of words into the chat. We're going to be using the chat quite a lot today, okay? Because I want to capture your thoughts somewhere where they can't just disappear off into the ether again. Slow, says Paula. Challenging and overwhelming, says Sophia. Companionship through a deep inner journey. Beautiful, Capucine. Challenging, supportive, interesting. So many aha moments. Why didn't I do this before? Big improvements, big setbacks. Yeah. Very human. Cool. Thank you. Oh, we still have Tessa. Tessa, are you here? Are you active? Okay, so what I want you to think about next is on your scale, and you can choose how you're gonna grade this. Like it could be 0 to 5, 0 being really shit, 5 being really amazing, or 0 to 10, or it could just be descriptive. Great, Tessa, thank you. So where are you today? Where are you today with the habits, with your own personal transformation, looking back maybe towards your intention that you set out at the beginning of last quarter, and for those of you going into Q3 at the beginning of the entire journey, how do you feel you're doing? And you can grade it on a number, numeric scale, 0 to 5, or you can again just use descriptive terms. 3 to 4 for Lynn. Very good. Good. 4 from Sophia. 2 for Julien. Okay.
Out of how much?
1 to 0 to 5.
To 5. Okay.
Yeah. Or if you want to do 1 to 10, if you feel you're an 8, just let me know that it's on a scale of 0 to 10. 2.5 for Tessa, right in the middle. Okay. So there's probably an emotional response to that number. I'm doing okay. Maybe there's a bit of frustration, maybe a bit of disappointment. Maybe there's some kind of sense of acknowledgement of actually that's not bad. Yeah. So just honor yourself where you are right now, because this is our starting point. And this next quarter, I want us all to see this as a journey. Of course, the whole thing is a journey. Our whole life is a journey. But to really get clear about this container of the next 3 months, we have a starting point, point A, and we have a destination, point B, that we want to be heading towards. Okay. And what we don't want to do is to start out from point A, go in circles, feel like we're getting somewhere, and end up back at point A. Yeah, that's not why we're all here. So we want to feel that there is going to be a real shift, and that once we are at point B, we're not going to feel drawn back towards point A. So imagine that we are getting in a boat, yeah, and we're setting off to our perfect destination. And somewhere along the way, or at the very latest when you're at point B, you want to have burnt that boat. Okay, these are all the self-sabotage techniques and all the outdated habits. Okay, so we're going to start looking at this today. Like, where are you now? So we've got that down as a kind of a grade, a number. And what do you want to create? Where do you want to be going? Okay. But we're gonna take a moment to work together to get there. Okay, we're going to go into breakout rooms. And we're going to do an exercise called the 9 whys. That's WHY, not WISE. Okay, the 9 whys. So it's the 9 whys. Yeah. So when you come into the program, you are doing, you do your what's and your whys. Yeah. And I know that for some of you, that was in itself quite a challenging process. So we're going to do this together today. And what I want you to be really aware of is that there was something when we had our early conversations before you decided to commit to this program. Yeah, there was something which sparked your motivation to be here. And sometimes we lose connection with that initial spark, or sometimes it wasn't that clear, but it's because it's buried quite deep inside of us. It could be like just a sense of things aren't how I want them to be, or a malaise, or I'm just not feeling like I'm really living my best life. And what I want us to do is to try to really dig deep into that today before we start the next quarter. And sometimes when we do this exercise, I'm not sure that, I don't think we've done it together yet, but sometimes when you do this exercise, you go like in a scattered approach. So why are you here? Yeah, this is the question. Why are you here? Because I want to lose weight, because I don't feel so happy, because I want to learn something new. Yeah. Rather than doing that and just scattering your answers, I want you to see if you can go deeper instead. Okay. And this is also the concept that we find in the program of Kaizen. And yes, we give you the 10 habits, but we are very clear, don't try to master them all immediately. Like choose 1, 2, 3 for your first quarter, expand out from there in your second quarter, because what we're doing is we need to dig a deep well. Let's say we're looking for water. Yeah, if we spend our time and we dig 6 wells, each 1 meter deep, none of them are going to draw water. But if we dig 1 well 6 meters deep, we're much more likely to find the water. Okay. And this is the concept also of the 9 whys. It's like to get deep inside of you and figure out really why, actually, yeah, why am I here? What is this all about? Okay. So you're going to work in pairs, and one is just going to keep saying, why? Why? Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? And when it's your turn, I want you to really, you can do this closed eyes if you want, but to really go down into this deeper space within you and try to drop down behind each of the answers that you find. Why are you here? Because my health isn't brilliant. Why? Because I haven't been taking such good care of myself. Why? Because I'm too busy and I prioritize work. Why? Yeah. So you see how the process is going deeper rather than scattering around on the surface with lots of different themes. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put you into breakouts and just come back when you're done. Okay. This is not a long exercise. This is not, telling whole stories, but just as I demonstrated it now, just like why, and then the next answer, and why, and then the next answer. And if you can come out of your head and let this come from your heart, you will find that you will get those 9 whys. If you're asking the questions, that's 9. Okay, keep count. Don't let them give up at 3. Okay, and don't run on to 20. Yeah, and some of you may struggle with this. Okay, this might be difficult. Just honor that for yourself, and we'll see how we go when we come back. Okay. Questions?
How much time do we have?
It's not time. So that's the thing. So it's really, this is why I'm saying be aware to keep it short. Don't tell big stories. And if you're the person asking the questions, keep them moving along. Okay. If they get stuck, just say, just give me something. Just give me something. And then why? And then just keep going. If somebody is completely blocked, just switch. Yeah. And then maybe try and come back to them from where they were. All right. Okay. Breakout rooms, there they are. Okay, I will see you soon. I mean, let's give it maximum 10 minutes. Okay, but we should all be back way before then. I would imagine 5 should be enough if you're really in that right space and not overthinking. Okay, have fun. See you soon.
Probably the light as well. The sun is going down.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what I want you all to do now is to write into the chat, what was your deepest why? Why are you here? What did you discover? Why are you really here? And if that's I struggled to find my deep why, just put that in as well. Okay, so put your deepest why into the chat. Hey Tessa, welcome back. So you're just typing into the chat the why that you got to, deepest why. Sophia, because I think I'm not worthy enough. Capucine, because I want to be free again. Paula, because I feel I'm not worthy enough and need to prove my worth, even though I know it's not true, but it's still how I feel. Some good work happened there. Well done, guys. Because I just want to be, from Tessa. Lynn, to go over to the notion that life can be different and not just exhausting. There are ways to set up life and do work to tap into your energy and let it magnify. Cool. Oh, somebody just fell out. Who was that? Tessa. She's fallen out of the room again. Okay, and Julia? What's that? That's Julia. Learning to choose and not saying yes to every possible path. Okay, so a bit of focus there. All right, great. Well done. So these are goals, yeah, which we have defined or explored, uncovered for ourselves. What I want you to do now is just think about what does a goal mean to you? Like what does the word conjure? What does the idea of having a goal mean that you yourself are going to have to do? What is a goal? What is a goal? And pop that into the chat also. What is a goal? Define what a goal is for you. Could feel like a stretch, setting new challenges and reaching them. So goal, keeping it up, Lynn. Capucine, unfortunately, a goal is the thing I have to hit as perfectly as possible. Okay, so perfectionism creeping in with the concept of a goal. Just remember to do something that I've forgotten, from Paula. Does it excite you? Does it scare you? Is there resistance? Is there engagement? Is there curiosity? And of course, it depends what the goal is, but this is your goal. This is something that you've chosen. Any other thoughts on what a goal is? How does it feel for you having this goal in sight? This is your point B. This is your paradise island that you're going to set sail to next week. Okay, nothing more coming through. All right. So I just want to look at Capucine. It's scary because I will know that nothing or nobody is perfect, hence potential failure. Okay, so this is an important point to jump onto right now, because what I want to make really, really clear, this is really one of the essences of the work that we do, is that there is a very, very clear difference between a performance goal and a learning goal. Okay, a very clear difference between a performance goal and a learning goal. So what Capucine is talking about is she's focusing on the performance, the end result, and therefore she needs that to be perfect. And so the fear of failure can sometimes be paralyzing or overwhelming. Okay, if we shift our perspective from the performance goal to the learning goal, we are just creating little mini milestones for ourselves along the way of today, what am I going to do? Today, what am I going to do? Today, how am I going to learn? What am I going to do differently today? Okay, so we take ourselves out of the paralysis of perfection, which is super important. But what we do is we put ourselves into this environment of constantly holding ourselves accountable. And that requires what we call in English grit. Okay, do you understand the term grit, to have grit? Okay, so to have grit means that you are consistent, that you are determined, that you remain accountable to yourself or to your accountability partner, or ideally both, and that you keep on going. It's this spirit of not giving up. Okay, so to have a learning goal is very, very different, and it sets us up for transformation. I'm not even saying the word success. It sets us up for transformation. Whereas a performance goal sets us up for paralysis, perfectionism, and failure. Okay, so really try to make that mindset shift today, during this week, as we get ready to start again. Okay. And on that note, what do you need? What does your environment need to look like? What is a learning environment for you? So I can give you some ideas here. So in order to learn, we need to be curious. Yeah, so we need to keep ourselves in that space of curiosity. We need to connect ideas. So it means moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Not sort of saying this is how things are because this is how they've always been. But saying, yes, this is how things have always been. This is the outcome that I don't want to have anymore. What can I change? Okay. A growth mindset is looking to do things differently, is looking to experiment, is not looking for perfection. It's open also to making mistakes. Yeah. If you're Kapha and you decide that you want to lighten up your diet a little bit, and you think, well, plant-based diet then for me, and you have bananas and avocados as a smoothie for breakfast every morning. And then after 4 weeks, you realize, okay, I'm not really feeling that great. And then you find out that avocados and bananas are not great for Kapha, but you didn't know that. Yeah. So it's not to beat yourself up. It's just to say, okay, so what is good for Kapha? Like, what is the thing that I now need to change based on that new information that I have? Yeah. You need to stay intuitive. You need to find what is working for you. Yeah, the container is here to give you guidelines, to show you the way, but you are walking the path. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to say, this works for me, or I tried this and that didn't work for me. So what is my next step? Not, this didn't work for me, so I'm giving up. Yeah. The failures are as important as the successes. And sometimes even more so, because the feedback that we can get can be so valuable. It can give us so much clarity to help us define the direction that we do need to be going in. Value effort over completion. Yeah, so reward yourself along the way of, this is feeling hard, but look, I'm still doing it. Value your effort over the fact that, yes, I haven't lost the weight I wanted to lose. I'm not getting to bed on time as I really want to be doing, but I am taking consistent steps in the right direction. Reward yourself for what you are doing rather than benchmarking yourself against this perfectionist ideal. What else from your side now do you need to be in that learning space, that growth mindset? What do you need? And again, you can pop it into the chat. I'd like to see one thing from everybody if possible. What do you need? Patience and trust from Paula. Space from Lynn. Beautiful. Kindness, Capucine. So nice. Sophia, Julia, Tessa, what do you need to be in that growth mindset? To feel that you can keep learning? A kick in the ass, says Julia. So that's accountability partner for you there. And you can also kick yourself. In fact, I was at a yoga class last night where we do exactly that. We kick ourselves in the butt. It's quite funny. Kundalini exercise. Space also from Tessa. Sophia, freedom and time. Great. Okay. Listen to my intuition. Another one from Tessa. So you're starting to get clear what you need. All right. And it's important that you hold that in your vision, because you are the one. Yeah, we have the container of the group. Yeah, we have the 10 habits. You have the hub. You have the book. You have the worksheets. You have coaching sessions. We have the ground rules or the guidelines. Yeah, so this is all like the container. But you are each in your living environments. You are each in your homes. You're each living your lives. So it's really important to think and really get clear and to nurture the vibe that you need to create for your own growth. Yeah, this is like taking the seed and planting it in the soil. What do you need to keep that seed nourished? Okay, so get very clear on what you need to give to yourself to keep yourself consistent and in that growth mindset for continual learning, rather than I've got to be perfect. Okay, very, very different. Any questions up till this point? You're doing really well. Okay. So now I want to get more specific. We just looked at the vibe. Now I want to get really specific. So you've all done 1 quarter. Yeah, you all know what this is about. Now I want you to get specific about what is missing from your environment, from your life, from your toolkit, maybe even from your mindset, that you specifically need for this quarter. And again, I'd like to see this in the chat. So this could be, yes, I've been saying I'm going to get myself a Thermomix or something to make myself 1-pot suppers to make dinner easier and healthier. And I've been talking about it for a whole quarter and I haven't done it. It could be, I need more support from my accountability partner. I need more connection. Yeah. Or it could be, I need more support from the person I'm living with. It could be, I need more structure in my week around planning my shopping and my cooking. It could be, I really need to throw out some stuff in the back of the cupboards and do a complete kitchen spring clean to get on track. Or what in your mindset is holding you back. So just take a few moments now to think about your physical environment, your routine, what is there that shouldn't be there, what is not there that you need to be there. And you can pop some stuff into the chat. I can see you're all writing down, but pop a couple of things into the chat. It doesn't necessarily need to be everything. Do I need a new alarm clock? Do I need a phone charging station in the living room so I don't take my phone to bed? Do I need to get rid of my phone charger in my bedroom? Do I want to buy a sprouter so that I can start sprouting? More structure from Tessa, space and support from my environment. Tessa, be more specific about support from your environment. Use a freaking meal planner, says Capucine. Yep, it's in the worksheets. Get my messy and cluttered kitchen in order. Great. Tess, I'd like to see more specificity from you. Julien, clear office hours to not overwork. Yeah.
I'm typing.
Okay. Paula, I don't think we've seen from you on this one yet. And Sophia, coming. Oh, it's up. Sorry, did I miss it? I have everything I need. I need to make the decision to commit to myself every day consistently. Okay. Sophia, reduce pitta to have space and energy to developing habits. Sitting in silence, nidra and self-care. Support from family and friends in the transitions, not always trying to battle my decisions. Okay. Awesome. So There's some really good clarity coming through here, and you're seeing the uniqueness of your own journeys and recognizing what you need to do. Now, what we want to do is to marry all of this with the structure of the 10 habits, okay? Because they are there every week. There's a new focus. So what I want you each to do is to come up with, it can either be a word or a theme or a question, which is going to be really forefront in your mind every single week. So we start with earlier, lighter dinner. Yeah. What question, what theme, what curiosity are you going to bring to your earlier, lighter dinner? So for example, I give you some examples. Let's say you're too much caffeine. Yeah, caffeine is elevated. That's your focus that you're going to bring to every single habit. So how can I reduce caffeine through earlier, lighter dinner? How can I reduce caffeine through early to bed? How can I reduce caffeine through start the day right? How can I reduce caffeine through da, da, da? You see? It can also be, so it could be your dosha imbalance. It could be something like equality. So a friend of mine did this with her group, and somebody said, I need to bring focus. Like not to get too scattered about the big picture and thinking too far ahead, but what am I going to do this week? The one thing I'm going to do this week for earlier, lighter dinner, for early to bed, for start the day right, for plant-based diet, for self-massage, for this, for that, for the other. Somebody else brought in something much more soft. So she said, I want my relationship with early to bed to feel exquisite. I want my earlier, lighter dinner to be exquisite. I want my start the day right to feel exquisite. So it can be really anything, a theme, a focus, a question that you're going to ask yourself every week, to really, so that you create your relationship with the habits, you create your anchor, that every week you're coming to the new habit with this one single thing in mind. And type it into the chat. Energy for Paula. So the energy that you're going to bring, or the energy that you want to receive? How can I harness or liberate my energy through the earlier, lighter dinner? How can I harness or liberate my energy with early to bed? How can I harness or liberate my energy with start the day right? Brilliant. Yeah. So you see how the specificity of the question, the clarity of the question really helps you to move into your relationship with each of these habits. So Sophia is going to ask herself, what helps me to increase space, energy, and listening with an earlier, lighter dinner, with early to bed, with self-massage, with plant-based diet, with maybe intermittent fasting? Okay. Celebrate every bit of the win and be proud of myself. Beautiful. So how's that going to look for your earlier, lighter dinner? How am I celebrating with an earlier, lighter dinner and making myself proud of myself? That's really strong. Beautiful. You can, of course, borrow off each other as well. So Paula, cultivate more energy. Another one from Paula, more specific. I want to cultivate more energy in my life. see what I can do with this habit to increase my overall levels of energy. Okay, so there's some energy coming through from Paula and Lynn. Great. But I'm going to borrow from Capucine. Yes. Lynn, how can I go with ease and make it sweet and fun? Very good for depletion. Sweetness and fun. Yeah, Julia. Saying no to the unnecessary, huge. So earlier lighter dinner. What's not necessary in an earlier lighter dinner? How can you apply that to the habit, Julia? Is that applicable? So earlier lighter dinner, saying no to dessert. Early to bed, yes. Bedtime routine, there's a lot of unnecessary stuff that creeps in there. Start the day right. Being on your computer or your phone before you've done the essentials. Yeah, I can see that could work. And did we hear from Tessa? I don't think we've heard from Tessa yet on this one. Tessa, respecting my boundaries and have them respected. So earlier lighter dinner, I'm going to have my earlier lighter dinner. I'm going to eat what I want when I want. I'm going to go to bed when I know I need to go to bed. I'm going to get up and do the things I know I need to do in the morning. Good. All right. Now, what is the boat that needs to be burned so that you're not going to go back? How are you going to sabotage yourself, or what is going to get in the way? Just get clear on one thing, just the biggie, the biggie. Could be lack of consistency, could be have a tendency to do work before personal care. Lynn overdoes stuff, great. Burn your boat. Fear of not achieving a goal and being disappointed at myself, Capucine. Yeah. So your curiosity and your your theme that you came up earlier will help you with this. Lack of consistency from Tessa, procrastinating. Perfection again. Yay. It comes up so often. Yeah. And this is why the learning mindset is so, so important. Don't focus on the goals, just focus on what you're going to do today and setting up the best possible tomorrow for yourself. Prioritizing other people's needs over mine, Sophia. Okay. Yeah. So that ties in a little bit with Tessa's setting boundaries. Yeah. Julien's learning to say no. Yeah. So we all struggle with the same stuff. It comes up in different ways, but we are all going through the same thing. But it's good to get clear on how it shows up for you, where and when, and where the pitfalls are going to be. Okay. So I know Tessa needs to go in a moment, but we're more or less there for today's call. So does anyone have anything that they would like to share or any questions before we round it up? I think the work that we've done today is really, really crucial. So what I'm seeing is that taking this month break between cycles is a big, big challenge for everybody. Yeah, we fall out of the consistency of the habits, we fall out of the energy of the group, we fall out of our commitments with ourselves. And then so getting started again is really, you know, we have that inertia of starting from almost zero. It's not zero, but it probably feels like it. So today's session is really, really crucial to get you back into that mindset, to get you clear. Where am I going? How am I going to get there? What do I need? And where am I going to trip myself up? So really focusing on those questions. Where am I going? How am I going to get there? What do I need? And how am I going to trip myself up? So try to focus on that. You might want to do a little bit more journaling around it today, based on the experience that you've already had in your first and possibly even second quarters. And so that you're igniting the fire within yourselves, being careful if you're already pitta, yeah, to not get too fiery about it. It could be that, okay, I need more ease. Actually, I recognize I need to step back, but that is still a focus and an intention at the same time. Okay. All right. So I just will repeat my intentions for this quarter to round off: to activate curiosity, awaken creativity, and empower intuitive living. Okay, so I will be doing all I can to serve you in those ways, and of course, whatever is showing up and coming up through the sessions. So on Wednesday, we're going to dig into the guidelines, okay? Because they are really, for me, they're the strongest part of the container. So I want us to be much more in touch with the guidelines on this quarter, and to really use them as the framework to support ourselves and to support each other. Okay, so Wednesday we're going to look into the guidelines and start to get a lot more curious about them. And then next Sunday in the evening, we are earlier, lighter dinner. We start again. No, we're not. That will be Wednesday. We're body. We're body. Okay, good. So unmute.
Sarah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was writing down something that was like, that blew my mind. So I didn't listen to the 3 questions of the journaling. Like I only remember like, what do I need?
So where am I going?
Yeah.
How am I going to get there?
Yeah.
What do I need? And how am I going to trip myself up? Do you want to share your mind-blowing realizing?
Well,
Interesting. I'd like to know.
it's like it's still a bit blurry, because it was like, well, I still need to think about it, but it's about self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's kind of like the snake eating its own tail. Well, we say that in French. I don't know what's
yeah.
the. So
Same.
that's why it's a bit blurry, but basically I'm not doing things because I don't want to make things harder, and this is actually making things harder. It's I just realized that this is like a pattern that I have. And yeah, nothing amazing. I mean, yeah, it's sabotaging, but I just realized it.
Yeah. No, then it's really important. And yeah, what I hear in what you just said is that there's a growing sense of realizing that there is an easy way, and that requires surrender to something bigger than you. So, i.e., the circadian rhythm, nature, the wisdom which is already inside of you, and the sabotaging which comes from the egoic self of, but I want to do things my way, I want to have what I want, and this is blocking you being in this space of flow, which when you surrender, this is the free fall in free diving. It's like you get those meters for free, like it's a gift from the universe. Yeah. But if you keep on finning and you keep on working, you're burning energy and you are sabotaging the rest of the dive. Yeah. So when we are able to let go, when we are able to go, I no longer question that I have a soup or a salad for dinner. I no longer question that my technology is packed away by 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. I no longer question that I wake up before sunrise and do my pranayama practice or whatever it might be. Because it's the questioning and the doubting and the negotiation which costs us so much energy. Should I do this? No, I don't want to. This whole internal dialogue, which is egoic. Yeah. And it takes us out of that space of, yeah, it's actually pretty simple. It can be simple when I get out of my own way. So I don't know if I'm on the right tracks, but that was kind of what I could read here between the lines of what you said.
Well, that's definitely what I want to get rid of, is the never-ending internal dialogue, and I'm exhausted. I don't want this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Anybody else have anything that they want to share? Or journaling or realizations, or just simply witnessing each other, reading each other's goals and commitments. Okay, another intention I have is for you guys to talk a lot more this quarter. I'll add that as my number 4. We'll come to it on Wednesday. Okay, thank you all. I wish you a beautiful Sunday. I hope whatever is the weather, but that you're able to get outside a little bit, get some fresh air, move your bodies, and enjoy the day. And Paula, sleep well.
I'm early.
Yes, have a good early night. Okay, I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday at 8 a.m. European time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye-bye.